Hi everyone, my name is Candice, or you also know me as Master Lloyd G. Welcome to my video. Today I'll be discussing a few tips on how you could get a voice actor to collaborate. This is for creators who would like to expand their creative profile. Let's say if you like making songs like I do, or making animations like I do, and you're looking for voice actors to collaborate with, you're in the right spot. And I am a fan who has collaborated with a famous voice actor named Sam Vincent. If you don't know who Sam Vincent is, he is a Canadian voice actor, voices as Lloyd in Ninjago. He also voices Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy. He was Martin Mystery. He was from Baby Looney Tunes, playing as Baby Bugs Bunny, Baby Daffy Duck, Baby Tweety, and he has so many shows, and I like all of them. All right, so let's get on to the story of how I got a chance to collaborate with Sam Vincent. So, if you don't know, Sam Vincent and I collaborated on a song that I wrote called Goodbye for Now. Goodbye for Now is a song where Lloyd is, he couldn't really let go of his feelings for Harumi, and he's kind of reflecting on it, kind of heartbroken, and wants to move on. So it's a way for him to heal. And that was a song that was inspired from a duet that I wrote a while ago called Say Goodbye. I did post on my channel one time, but if you guys want me to post a duet again, feel free to comment down below. So it was inspired from an original version. And fun fact is that Say Goodbye was the third song I wrote when I started off writing songs since last year. Another thing that's really cool is that I became Sam Vincent's second fan to ever collaborate. His first fan is Soat from Ninjago, so I am officially his second fan. And fun fact about me is that I am self-taught completely, and I had no collaboration experience. So I self-taught myself how to animate, how to draw, how to songwrite. And recently I learned how to link the vocals and the instrumental. So from that experience, I kind of felt like it was difficult, but I managed to do that. So it was really fun. I really like working on projects where it's challenging, but it helps me improve as like a creator and learn. All right, so now we're going to go to the next slide. And just remember that this video, I know, is tips on how to collaborate with the voice actor, but please keep in mind that this is only meant as a guide to slowly and slightly increase your chances of collaborating with them. It's not guaranteed. What I mean by that is that all voice actors are busy. They have their own schedules. Sometimes they're under contracts where they are unable to collaborate with fans for certain projects. So let me say, for example, let's talk about Has Been Hotel, or My Little Pony. These voice actors are singing, and if you write songs asked to collaborate, most likely they're going to say no, just because they're under this contract saying that they can't really sing for fans because it might confuse. There might be like some issues with that. So keep that in mind, like who you want to ask, and also if they might be under any contract. So keep that in mind. All right, so the first tip that I would like to share is first do a deep self-reflection. Ask yourself how and why your work stands out. So this is really important, just because you want to know why your work stands out. And a good way to find out about that is like me having a YouTube profile. I honestly didn't think that my animations were going to go viral. I think I had two that were over 50K or more. There's one that recently reached like 53K, and that was when Jay and Nia Reunite. It's kind of like a fan made animation I made. Another one was If Jay Learns Shatter Spin, that reached 174K. So that's how I kind of knew my animation stood out. When I began to, write songs and post them, they're not on my channel anymore. I just decided to not leave them there, but I did have some songs that reach over 1K views, and then the highest I think was 3K. So that kind of gave me an understanding of, that my songs and my animation stood out. Plus I get kind of genuine comments. So that is like a way you could tell if your work stands out. I would say like anything that you post on social media, it doesn't have to be YouTube, but it could be like Instagram or Twitter. That's like a good way to show off your skills and have people look at it. So if it resonates very well with the audience, that means your work stood out. All right, tip number 2. You want to pick a voice actor that you are considering asking, and you want to research their work. What I mean by research their work is not like for example, let's say if you want to ask, let's say Vincent, who plays the voice of Kai. Let's say you just want to ask him if he wants to collaborate with you, and you just study his work as Kai. Well, I would say Vincent is widely known as playing Kai in Ninjago. However, it doesn't really demonstrate his skills if you're just watching Ninjago. You want to branch out a little bit. You want to at least watch 3 or more of their shows, so that way you could get understanding of, how, the voice range of the voice actor, and you want to know if they have any secret or hidden abilities that they could do. So anything stood out besides the VA work? Well, since I'm using Vincent as an example, I noticed that, he's a kind-hearted and, friendly voice actor, likes his fans. He sings songs on shows like My Little Pony. He also knows how to do some ninja skills. I'm not sure, but I think I saw a video where he did a flip, but I don't remember. But that's one way. That's like an example of how you could tell if they have hidden talent. So that's a way to, it doesn't have to be related to voice acting. Could be singing, could be anything else. And like I mentioned earlier, if they are under any contracts. So it's definitely good to know what shows they're working on now. To be honest with you, I don't really follow that much of Vincent Ton's work. But I do know that right now he's currently doing Ninjago Dragons Rising. I'm not sure if he's doing other shows, but let me know in the comments. But definitely you want to make sure if they are under certain contracts, and if you find out probably not, then you can, that will make you certain that, that would kind of help you boost your chances of them saying yes to you. All right, number 3 is building your creative profile and collaborate with a fan or friend. And the reason why I said that it's highly recommended to collaborate with a fan or friend is so that you could have experience, doing it. So I think that also applies to animations too, because when you're doing animations, you also, just like songwriting, you just have to, add a little music background and also, sync the voices in there. So the reason why I said, like I said, it's highly recommended and collaboration can be tough. It's because from my experience, to be honest with you, I didn't have any experience when it comes to audio syncing. So when I received Sam Vincent's vocals, I had a hard time syncing the instrumental to the voices. So it took me some time to cut this part off of his vocals and put in this part of the song. Or sometimes I would speed up his voice a little bit when the beat doesn't really align with the instrumental, or I'll slow down a little bit. So that's why I recommend that, because it was hard. And as you build that experience with a fan or other people, then you'll have more confidence. And then once you ask a voice actor and they say yes, then it's a good way to start like that. All right. So the next step, tip number 4, is that you want to build rapport first with the voice actor before you send in your work. So I mean is that you want to introduce yourself. You want to let the voice actor get to know you a little bit. And what I mean by that is that don't use your fan account. Don't go by a different name saying like, oh, I'm Ninjago fan Zane, and I would like you to sing my song. No, don't do that. They want to know your authentic self. That means your real self. So definitely use your personal account with your first and last name, so voice actors will get to know you. Also, it's kind of like when you're going on the dating app and you're looking for people. Would you choose someone who's under like a fan account, or would you choose someone under a real name? And most likely you'll say real name, right? So voice actors are people. They like to get to know other people. So definitely you want to introduce yourself as yourself. Talk a little bit about yourself. And if you like doing art, if you like doing songs, send them out. But do this before you ask, because if you're asking right away, first of all, they don't know who you are. And second of all, they're probably going to say no. So as long as you stay professional, friendly, then they will want to talk to you. And also, it's best if you want to send in like projects that for sure is going to stand out to you. For me, I was told that my songs were good, so I decided to share one with him and with Sam, and I decided to write a new song for him. So I gave him 2 different types of projects. The next one is don't spam them or ask them to say lines. There's Cameo for a reason, so if you want them to say a line for you, go to Cameo, but please do not spam them or ask them lines, because that's what most fans do, and voice actors usually don't respond to that. And most commonly there are going to be voice actors out there who don't respond to your fans at all. So don't take that personally, because like I said, they do have busy schedules, and there are certain voice actors like Sam Vincent who are really friendly, like to interact with their fans, and there's other voice actors out there who doesn't like to. So sometimes you might not be lucky to have a voice actor reply back to you. Okay. All right, so the next step is that you want to present your work. I'll say like a few copies of your work after developing rapport with the VA. The reason why you want to do this is because the VAs, they like to see if you have like a diverse amount of projects, and if you have experience doing that. With my experience with Sam Vincent, I first shared with him my Strength of Resilience song, and then he thought that it was too long and vocally challenging. I'm like, okay, let me try to like adjust it, tweak things a little bit, and we kind of figure out didn't work out. So I share with him Goodbye for Now. I'm like, hey, would you rather sing this? He was like, yeah. So, and voice actors, they do have experience in the voice acting industry, so most likely they're going to be quite picky on the type of projects that they might be interested in. I think the best thing is try to like I mentioned earlier, try to find out what the VA's interests are and then what they like. For example, like I gave him some drawing of Lloyd as Eddie. I would get him a drawing of Lloyd as a Jedi because I knew he liked Star Wars and he loved playing Double D. So that's how it worked. So yeah, so that's why you want to present a few copies. And you also want to know how to adapt and make adjustments to the VA's preferences. So like I said, they're pretty like particular when it comes to certain projects. So if they said, oh, can I see something else, you got to be ready to present your other part of the work. And it will take a while. Like I think with Sam Vincent, I had to send like, I think it was like 6 to 8 copies of my songs, like different versions of it. But yeah, so these are all the tips I have for you. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to drop them out down in the chat. Well, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.